So I've really been working through a lot of old crime noir movies from like the 1940s, and every now and then I'll take a break and watch something a little more contemporary. And I recently had the opportunity to watch Greenland with Gerard Butler. This came out, I think, last year in 2020. And you know, every now and then I just enjoy a film like this, where you just kind of like turn your brain off and just enjoy it. And that's really the best way to describe Greenland. Turn off your brain and just enjoy it. To be honest, I love old movies of the past, but I also love those end-of-the-world apocalyptic type films. Independence Day, for instance, from the 1990s. One of my favorites. Recently watched the War of the Worlds movie with Tom Cruise. Again, these are just fun, fleeting bits of escapism, and you know, I enjoy them from time to time. And honestly, Greenland is just a silly film about this little band, a small family. They're trying to survive the end of the world, which is being caused by rocks flying from space or something. Now, Gerard Butler stars in this film as the hero. He's like this architect who, he and his family are on their way to this magical MacGuffin that's hidden away in Greenland. It is a bunker where they can survive. So the entire gist of the film is, can they get out of their neighborhood, drive cross country, get to an airport, and then fly off to Greenland? And let me just quickly say, I know you're probably watching this review and thinking, hey, wait a minute, Gerard Butler, he looks a lot like Rob, doesn't he? Well, I get that all the time. Well, actually, I heard that once from a dental hygienist who said, quote, "You kind of look like that guy from that movie 300. Yeah, take that for whatever it's worth. So, as you can expect, it's not all cut and dry as this family makes a trip across the country. There are plenty of contrived plot points along the way. For instance, if there's a family traveling across the country, of course, they're going to be separated and then reunited, of course. And another kind of cliche trope of the film is, if there is a child in the film who has some sort of a disease or a medical ailment, of course, loses his medication during the course of the film, oh no, what will they do? Now, Gerard's wife is played by actress Morena Baccarin. I honestly don't know who she is, and I don't think I've seen her in anything before, but she does a fine job as the wife character, and of course, she is separated from Gerard's character in the course of the film, and they'll be reunited later, don't worry. And actor Scott Glenn shows up. He's a great actor. I've seen him in a lot of films. Well, he's there as the old grandfather, and of course, it's the old trope of the, oh, you guys go on without me. I'm going to stay here in our old ancestral home and just die from the space rocks. And then a lot of the film is basically just them driving, and to the credit of this film, one thing that was very realistic, I thought, is if it's the end of the world and it's a catastrophe, the traffic is probably going to be really bad. And the film did a really good job depicting traffic. So kind of keep that in mind. Now, they do eventually make it to an airplane and they go flying off, but will they make it to Greenland and get to the magical bunker? Well, you'll have to watch this one to see for yourself. Now, just a quick closing thought here before I kind of wrap up this quick review. I made pretty much D- in all of my science classes in school. If a giant space rock was to hit the Earth and cause, you know, catastrophic death of all human and animal life and plant life, I could be wrong about this, but I don't think surviving in a bunker for 9 months is really going to do much good for the survival of humanity. Maybe I'm wrong on this, but I'm thinking the sky is blackened, all life dies, the Earth is as black as night and cold as ice, and probably 9 months isn't going to cut it. We might be talking maybe decades, if not hundreds of years, before the Earth would be habitable again. So the magical MacGuffin in this film could have been, what if Gerard and his family were launched off into space to stay on a space station for, well, no, even that's kind of silly too. No, honestly, there really was no logical way to resolve this film. It was just kind of mindless fun. And that's what I like about films like this. So from time to time, I am going to take a break from those old black and white classics to review something kind of new. Hey, it's my channel, I'll do what I like. So expect in the near future probably a review of Independence Day, War of the Worlds, films like that, you know, that they're kind of fun bits of weekend bubblegum to enjoy. So that was my thoughts on Greenland from 2020, and it's a silly film. It's very goofy, and it's worth checking out.